Hey guys, like and subscribe for more content, okay? Thanks, enjoy the video, and click that noti bell to see any videos that appear on the screen. Thank you, have a good one, enjoy the video. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy here, back with some more tokusatsu content. And you've seen the title of the video, you know? Rest in peace, Super Sentai, you will be missed. I mean, you know, you've gone a long time, 50 years since 1975. Can you believe it, folks? Now, there's a lot of things that happen with the downfall of Super Sentai, alright? Let's be honest here, folks, alright? Let's be real honest with each other. I love Super Sentai a lot. You know, I love that since I was a little child, and I basically saw Power Rangers for the first time when I was a little wee lad, you know, in the early 90s. And, you know, going more into it, Super Sentai has been a very big part of my life and a lot of people's lives for a long, long time. But there are a lot of things that, you know, made it go down as we speak here. Well, one, toy sales. But in regards to toy sales, Super Sentai wasn't doing as well as Kamen Rider or Ultraman or Godzilla, you know. In recent years, toy sales and merchandise sales have declined when it comes to Super Sentai. So, you know, there's that. But, like, you know, Kamen Rider is just blowing it out of the water as we speak. Alright. Two, the writing of Super Sentai, look, it hasn't been very good for a lot of it. Okay. There are some seasons of Super Sentai that are a lot weaker than other ones, right? And everyone's like, okay, like, look, the one where we got the freaking, okay, look, Gojuger, man, the writing for Gojuger is not that good. I'll be honest, man. Okay, I'll be honest with you. It's not my favorite season. It's cool, but it's not my favorite season. My one of my favorite seasons was the one where basically it's Osama Sentai, you know, King Oger. That's one of the best seasons Super Sentai ever, you know? That and Jetman and possibly like the Beast Rangers one, not the one that's Power Rangers. No, it is the one that's Power Rangers in space. It's the Beast ones, as well as maybe also Magi Ranger was a really good season. Basically, to say is that the writing has been on the wall for a long time. The writing of Super Sentai has gotten weaker over the years. You know, possibly due to, you know, the themes that they're trying to do, as well as the represent and everything else like that. Like Gokaiger was one of the best ones they've ever done. Okay. 3, when it comes to the era of streaming services, see, during the dark times where everyone got sick, you know, those couple of years I'm talking about, streaming services became a lot more prevalent, and because of that, Super Sentai kind of, you know, took a major blow. Heck, everything took a major blow during that time. But Super Sentai got, like, messed up a lot, and due to the fact that they have, you know, early morning time slots and air during those time slots, you know, the era of streaming has been a lot more convenient for people now, so that people can basically go, oh, okay, I can just turn on the TV or the phone or the computer and literally just watch whenever I want and not wait for a certain time slot anymore, you know. That hurt Super Sentai a lot, as well as the fact that the big resurgence, the big surgence, I guess that's how that word goes, of superheroes in the West and all over the world, right? When it comes to Marvel and like DC stuff like that, it got really, really big during the live action movies and the animated films. So that actually like hindered Super Sentai a lot, and like them competing with that started getting to be a problem. 3 is, 3 is the fact that like a lot of stuff that Super Sentai is kind of outdated. Right? The main man who's in charge of, you know, Super Sentai himself was literally going, I think it was Shigekura-san or Shimazura-san. I'm sorry if I don't remember the name exactly, but he said that like the technology, the Super Sentai is kind of a little behind when it comes to filming techniques and technology, right? So it's going to be taking a little bit of a rest while they deal with that. Look, man, not to be on a downer, okay? Like Super Sentai, it's been a long time coming. We've seen the signs. We've seen how they deal with the project and stuff like that, right? Heck, Super Sentai, I think, was hyper saved by Power Rangers becoming as big as it did, because it made a resurgence all over the world of everyone basically going, oh, hey, man, this stuff is really cool. Transforming hero teams with multicolors, with like different kind of backgrounds and weaponry, and having giant megazords fighting each other and fighting monsters and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. But with the mistreatment of it in, you know, these later years, especially Power Rangers has been messed up and thrown to company, and several things happening to, various things in Super Sentai. I mean, with the recent, controversy of one of the actress, and her whole shtick there with all these other people, it's been on the wall for a long time, and Super Sentai needs a well-deserved rest right now for what's going through. But hey, here's the thing though, right? The big man himself basically said that, Super Sentai's not going away for good, all right? It's going to be there, maybe in 10, 15 years when everything's gotten better, the techniques have gotten better, filming and technology, and maybe even we have better writers and stuff like that. Maybe we'll come back with it, it'll come back fresh and brand new, just in time for your kids and other people, maybe grandkids to see Super Sentai, all new, brand new, awesome times. Okay, you know what I mean? And who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen there? We're gonna get some really cool things during that time period. But hey, long live Super Sentai. I love you. A lot of people love you, and you will always be the best ever. Okay, 50 years, man. 50 years, friggin' awesome. But now that we're done with Super Sentai, we're getting on to Project R.E.D. You saw the title as well. Long live Project R.E.D. Now, what is Project R.E.D about exactly? Project R.E.D, also known as Record of Extraordinary Dimensions, that's what R.E.D stands for, right, is going to be focusing on red heroes. You heard that right. Whatever's taking the spot of Super Sentai, that time slot, right, is going to be focusing on red heroes. They said that specifically in the articles and the videos. Red heroes. So we're going to be getting a multitude of different red heroes, each different show. I'm like, okay, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to do it like that, right? With this new latest one, right, it's actually going to have, supposedly, have connectivity with each other. Because Super Sentai, right, the shows, for the most part, aren't really connected to each other with other than the occasional special or movie, right? They're not really connected. They're their own separate universes and worlds. Project R.E.D aims to do something different and be connective, like connective tissue with each other, right? With each show being connected to each other, similar to the way of the MCU or the DC animated universe, or like Star Wars and Star Trek. They're all going to be connected to each other, either loosely or directly connected to each other. I think that's going to be a really cool thing. I think that how they're going with the direction they're going with here with Project R.E.D is going to be really, really cool, really unique. And plus, having that connectivity will make it so that it's less less confusing, because they're like, oh, new season with new people and stuff like that. Oh, stuff like that. It's not connected to anything like that. It doesn't really matter the show before or something like that. No, this will actually have lasting connections with each other. Okay, and also, right, the new series that we're starting out with is Gavan Infinity. Now, what is it about? What are we doing here? There's going to be 3, count them, folks, 3 Gavans. A red Gavan, a silver Gavan, and a gold Gavan, who kind of reminds me of Esteban, the traitor of the space sheriffs. And Jesus Christ, I don't know how to think about this. Supposedly, right, the tagline is, who is the true hero? What does that mean exactly, right? What does that mean? Like, are all the 3 Gavans literally fighting for the main Gavan spot? It looks like Red Gavan is the one who's going to be the main hero, right? Since they're focusing on red heroes for Project R.E.D, right? So, like, what are the other Gavans doing? Freaking Silver Gavan's a samurai, bro. And then Gold Gavan is, I don't know, a traitor in disguise? A double agent? A triple agent? A quadruple agent? A quintuple agent? Who knows at this point? All I know is I'm very excited for this new iteration, what's taking over here. Oh, just to let you know though, Project R.E.D isn't a remake of Metal Hero series. They even said so. It's not a remake of the Metal Hero series, not a revival of the Metal Hero series, but it'd be taking things from Metal Heroes and also like other stuff and media when it comes to heroes and stuff like that, and putting them together, plus some DNA of Super Sentai, like with the giant Megazord fights and the team ups with multiple heroes, and putting it into this whole new universe that we're going to explore together. And I'm very, very excited for that. Like, Jesus, man. Long live Project R.E.D. Rest in peace, Super Sentai. Long live Super Sentai. But Project R.E.D, we'll see what we got here. We'll see what's going on here. And I'm very excited. And since they're focusing on red heroes, dude, you know what that means? All right? So we're getting me stuff like, it's not necessarily, of course, they said not a revival of the Metal Heroes franchise, right? But we're getting me new things with new heroes and stuff like that. We're getting like, oh hey, we're getting like a supernatural red hero who's like an Oni armor or something like that. freaking fantasy hero with kind of like a Mystic Knights of Tirnanog kind of thing with red armor. Like, they're focusing on red heroes so much, man. We're going to be getting like a lot of weird, interesting stuff nowadays. And also, you know what? They probably can get darker with it. Because the fact that, Super Sentai isn't that dark. And this, they can get even darker with what's going on now. Oh yeah, honestly, now that I think about it, there's actually one more downfall of Super Sentai. A little bit of a downer note again, I'm so sorry. But like, the advent of streaming also made it so that people, said by Shigekura, the main man himself again, right? Shimakura, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting his name, I don't know why. But like, he said that the advent of streaming made it so that people will be watching the old Super Sentai shows instead of the new ones. Because the fact they like the older ones, they have better memories with the older ones, and they just want to rewatch these ones and maybe older ones they missed. So there's another reason why Super Sentai's writing was on the wall, why he was getting messed up here. But yeah, away from that downer note again. Project R.E.D. I'm super excited. We'll see what we got here. Here's the thing though, right? With Gavan Infinity, like, we already have a new Gavan and a new Shider and a new Charivan, right? What happens to the Gavan we have right now? I mean, the old Gavan essentially retired, right? And became like super space cop sheriff man in space. But the new Gavan, Geki, right? What happens to Geki? Will he be the silver Gavan who's going to be fighting red Gavan right now and gold Gavan? I don't know, man. Like, where is he, man? Is he red Gavan? That'd be cool. I don't know. We'll see what happens when it comes to like Space Sheriff when it comes in 2026. I'm super excited. And guys, don't be sad that it's gone. Be glad that Super Sentai existed and it was there for us for how many years? Like, it's one of the best things ever because the fact that it had an ending. There's some things that don't have a really good ending. And you know what? Their ending was pretty good. 50 years. Go Juger. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know what? Well, we'll see what happens there. I mean, Tegasword is basically ending the entire series, so good luck. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. Like and subscribe for more content. Have a good one. Click that notification bell. And also that like weird hype button thing that they got on YouTube now. I don't know what's going on. Like and subscribe for more content, please. Thanks. Have a good one. Long live Super Sentai. And welcome Project R.E.D. See you guys later.